Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are popping open a bottle of Deep Blue. This is the soothing blend, and it is for all kinds of aches and pains for topical use. And it is made of wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and ozmanthus.
And definitely for me, at least, wintergreen is the top one I smell.
Yes, I agree. The camphor, I think, is that traditional pain rub smell that you get, but I do think this is a little bit more minty than that.
Mm-hmm. I tell a lot of people that this smells like a floral Bengay.
Ooh, interesting.
And not floral in the typical sense, but it's just like a softer, more natural version of that. And Bengay only because that's what, like, growing up playing sports, what we used.
So this one comes in a variety of formats. There's the oil, which I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but it is very, very blue. I don't know if
you can see that. Definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is very, very blue. Woo! And minty when I hold it up to me. But it also comes in the Deep Blue Rub, which is a lotion format. It comes in a stick, which adds then Copaiba to it. And then it also comes in a capsule to be able to take internally. So we really have 3 formats of topical application and then 1 internal application. I tend to use this one on patients at work because it's easy for me to apply and I can wash my hands afterwards versus the stick. I don't want to obviously apply to multiple people. That said, going back to the smell part of it, it does have a strong smell, and I think initially people are like, "Oh, everybody's going to know I have pain rub on or whatever," and I'm like, it fades pretty quickly. I think so. I don't feel like if I put this on that I walk around smelling like this for the next several hours, personally. Do you?
No, I totally agree. It does. It sinks in and like it works and sinks in. It's not just sitting on your skin, which makes me wonder if the other ones do. But I like the stick the most. And even it was interesting just now doing the smell test between them. And maybe it's because of the Copaiba, but the stick is a gentler smell as well, I think.
It is. But now I've got the oil on my hands, and so I smell a lot of that. My eyes are a little perked up from the peppermint that's in there. The stick is my favorite product as well. I feel like it is so easy to apply. It feels good. It's one of those like soft sticks like they have with the Serenity and the Breathe now too. And so it feels like it's maybe a little bit moisturizing too. Not that the lotion isn't, but the lotion is just kind of, you've got to really rub it in. Funny enough, my dad loves the lotion. When the stick came out, I was so excited to share the stick with him because I love that there's Copaiba in it now. And then it's so easy to apply. So I give him the stick, and a couple of weeks later, he's like, can I give you the stick back and you can give me an extra lotion if you have it? I was like, why? You don't like the stick? And he's like, I really like being able to rub it in. Like, I feel like when I'm rubbing it in, I'm massaging the area a little bit more too with the lotion. So he swears by the lotion, doesn't want to have anything to do with the stick.
Yeah. One of my sisters just told me the exact same thing, that the lotion is their favorite for the same reason. I wonder, for me, I wear contacts, and so I am always nervous about like rubbing stuff in. And I feel like I use this a lot right before bed too. And so like the stick is just easier. It's not on my hands.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so let's kind of see each product here. The oil, I tend to use mostly if I'm going to put it with Epsom salts and then put it in some sort of like foot soak or something like that. I haven't put it in a full bath because I'm not really sure about the mint and then, private areas, but foot soaks, it works great for. Lotion, I think I primarily use if I'm going to actually be putting it again on my feet, versus the stick I'll do anywhere else that's needing it. And then So those are both if there's like a specific spot, a knee, a shoulder, something like that. And then the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, the supplement, I take for just systemic general soreness. I've been hiking and everything's kind of, achy or sore, or a heavy workout. I'll take one of those. And I usually, lucky for me, only really need to do the thing once or twice. I feel like I don't ever need to use these very long or very often.
I totally agree. And I use the polyphenol, so the pill, actually to help with menstrual cramps, and that works really well. But as I'm saying that, I'm realizing one of the cool and unique things about Deep Blue, and specifically the Deep Blue stick, this is the first essential oil product on the market, so not just doTERRA, but across the board, that the FDA has approved us to say what it's actually for. So, normally we're hinting at stuff and saying, get a reference book. But I can say with the stick specifically, FDA has said we can say that this is approved for arthritis care. So if you are struggling with any type of arthritic ache or pain, this is amazing, and you want it for that. So kind of fun. Feels like I'm breaking the rules by using a term that we normally can't share on here, but yeah.
Yes. Well, and actually their website is interesting too, Deep Blue Stick, because it talks about backache, arthritis, sprains, strains, and then it even uses the word bruises too, which I feel like that's not a word that you see associated very often, because there's a lot of oils that help with bruising, but it's not always written that way. Can't always say it that way. So I like that this is able to be used for that too. Also, on their website, it has a little thing that says that this is FSA and HSA eligible, which is super cool too.
Yeah, definitely. So you can save a little money with those. So pretty amazing.
Yes. Yes, I absolutely love all these products. Again, luckily, I don't need to use them very often, but anytime I've ever needed to use them, they work very, very quickly.
Yep, I agree. And I've read this before, but I always forget it. But it says as well that you can use these as pre-workout, so almost to prevent injury. And reading that, my husband's playing a ton of pickleball and actually getting certified as a pickleball coach. And I'm like, okay, I need to tell him to start applying this before he goes out in the court, not just afterwards when his knees hurt.
Yes, yes. Well, and the ingredient list that I read was for the oil specifically. So the lotion and the stick are a little bit different with what they involve, obviously, because it's a different format. The stick specifically has Copaiba. But then once you get into the supplement, it actually includes frankincense and turmeric too. So that is helpful.
Yeah, just reducing inflammation all over. All right. Well, anything else on Deep Blue?
I think that these are necessary for everybody. If you've ever had an ache or a pain, you need at least one of these products. I honestly recommend having all of the different formats because you never know which way you're going to need to use it.
Yep, totally agree. Love Deep Blue. It definitely is something that has brought a lot of people to doTERRA as well because it's so effective. So can't say enough about it. All right. Well, I hope you appreciated our short and to the point podcast about Deep Blue. And let us know if you have any questions about it. Thanks so much for listening. We'll have a new episode for you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.